precognition, ESP, telekinesis, clairaudience, even empathy, also known as the sixth sense, extrasensory perception. Are you here to bear witness to it? Debunk it? Mock it? Or are you here to learn? Wonderful. Take a seat. I'd like to go through with you a short questionnaire just to give me a bit of background on what you've had experience with and what you're looking for out of this. I tend to be a bit brisk with this. We don't have too many people that are true believers, so I like to just make sure I whittle them down before we get too far. Now, any history of the following: clairvoyance, dreamwalking, astral projection, telekinesis, dermo-optical perception, psychometry, that one's kind of a fun one, mediumship, precognition, retrocognition, remote viewing, telepathy. Okay, and what is your personal experience with extrasensory perception? Anything that I've named before, or anything that feels preternatural, if you will? Okay. Interesting. Okay. Anything else? Any familial history at all? No? Interesting. And what would you like to learn more about? Excellent. Telepathy and clairvoyance. So I'd like to test your current abilities, if you don't mind. I have a particular tool that I like to use for this. So you may have seen these before. These are what is known as Zener cards. And Zener cards were developed in the 1930s for use at Duke University in order to test for extrasensory perception. You may have seen them in popular culture, like Ghostbusters. Zener cards, like these. They're used to test a number of different types of extrasensory perception, like telekinesis, like clairvoyance. So these little cards here will help me assess with both. Yes, they do look a bit primitive. Unfortunately, as I work in parapsychology, there's little budget for the tools that we do actually need to further our research and our work. So we've had to get a little DIY. But the spirit of the thing is the same. Now I'm going to just shuffle these. And that way, neither of us will be able to know what card I'm going to be picking up. And we will test your clairvoyance firstly. Now, with clairvoyance, what I'm going to be doing is I will ask you what card I'm going to be drawing. And you will tell me what card you see me drawing in the future. Just a few seconds. And we test how correct you are. That way, there's little chance of a lucky guess if you do not possess any extrasensory perception. There we are. Now, I'm going to lay the cards down, and I'm not going to look at them. I want you to tell me what you see. In your mind's eye, what is it that you see? What card will I draw first? Okay? We have a circle card. So just like that, we will move on to the next card. Now, what card will you see me draw next? Out of the 5 shapes, we have the star, the circle, the square, the waves, and the 2 intersecting lines. Which one? We have a star. And now the next one. What shape do you see me draw next? A square. Now in Zener cards, there are 25 in total. There's 5 of each kind. What kind will I draw next? A square. And what card will I draw next? A circle. Now I am covering the cards with my hand, so I know not what card I'll be drawing next either. That way, you can't use any telepathy should you have it to see what card I have. What's the next card I'm going to draw? Circle. Okay. And the next? What card will I be drawing next? Out of the 5 shapes. A star, albeit upside down. What card will I be drawing next? We have the 3 wavy lines. How is this feeling for you so far? What kind of emotions or sensations are you feeling? Let me just note that down. Good. And now what card will I be drawing next? Three wavy lines. It seems I have not been so particular about shuffling the cards, but I don't know what's going to be next, so it's up to you to tell me. Which card are we going to have next? 3 wavy lines. And what about the next one? What card are we going to have next? Star. We haven't gotten any of one, have we? One of the types. Wonder if that'll be the next one. What card am I going to draw next? A square. And the next. What card am I going to draw? A star. Feels as if the pile is growing a little thinner, so we shouldn't have too many cards to go through. Now, what card will I be drawing next? We have a star again. And what card will I be drawing next? Ah, the elusive intersecting lines. And what card is next? Circle. Are you feeling any other sensations at all? Anything different than what we had noted down previously? Okay. What card will I be drawing next? The wavy lines. And the next card? Circle. And the next card? Plus sign. And our next card? The intersecting lines. And the next card? Intersecting lines. And the next? Square. And what card will I draw next? I only have 3 left. Three wavy lines. What card will be next? Square. And what card will be last? Our 2 intersecting lines. Now, it is always certainly possible that one could be counting cards as well, but that would take a quite intelligent individual, I think, and that would be something that we would find out down the line. Take a little bit more scrutiny to find out, but we certainly would. As much as skeptics love to say that we will accept anyone off the street and say they have magical abilities, that's not how we like to do things here. We only accept people that pass rigorous testing. Now, I'm going to test your ability for telekinesis. I am going to look at one of the cards, and they will be shielded so that you cannot see it. I'm going to think about the image that I see, and you are going to try to read my mind and tell me what card it is. Okay? All right. Okay. What shape did I just draw? We have a star. What shape did I draw? Two intersecting lines. What shape did I draw? Two intersecting lines. Now, are you feeling any sensations that are different from when we had looked at the clairvoyance ability? Very good. Do let me know if that changes at all. What image did I just draw? Two intersecting lines. What image did I just draw? Circle. What image did I draw? Circle. What card did I draw? Square. What card did I draw? Three wavy lines. What card did I draw? Circle. What card did I draw? Square card. Which card is this? Three wavy lines. What card did I draw? A rather "your did it" star right here. And what card did I draw? There was an attempt star. Again, I said we didn't really have a budget to work with, and yours truly has a pretty good tremor. What card did I draw? Square. What card did I draw? Square. What card did I draw? Two intersecting lines. What What card did I draw? The wavy lines. What card did I draw? Wavy lines. What card did I draw? Square. And which shape do we have? Star. And which one now? Wavy lines. Only a few left. What shape did I draw? Circle. What shape did I draw? The intersecting lines. What shape did I draw? Star. And what shape did I draw? Circle. Interesting. Give me just a moment. Okay, so it's a rarity that we would encounter someone that has a sense of extrasensory perception, whether it's one or multiple, that they would be able to really have it honed without any sort of formal training. It is possible, especially if they did a self-study or practiced quite a bit. But many people find that if they have these sorts of abilities, they tend to block them out and they tend to make them much more hidden. So it takes a little bit of time for us to coax it out and for it to really work as intended. So I ask about your sensations and I ask about any emotions you may be feeling, because some people, when they start to act upon those magical abilities, they find that their mind doesn't want to allow them to do that, that they've been taught that that is unnatural and sometimes satanic, sometimes evil. So I like to monitor my client so that should we have those sorts of unruly little thoughts and what have you, then we can address that before we go further. Now with you, I certainly can see that there is a bit of potential, and I think I can safely say we can go forward with trying to tinker around with it a little bit. I don't think it would be a waste of my time, at least. So, if you'd like, I'd like to take you through a little exercise intended to relax you and intended to tell your mind, tell your body, essentially, that you are in a safe place and you do not have to hold back, you do not have to hold on to your mind's defenses, your body's defenses with such an ironclad grip. Okay? All right, so make yourself comfortable for me. and I will do the same. All right. Comfy? Good. So, I want you to either let your eyes stay open or close them, whatever makes you feel more safe. And I want you to just take a deep breath for me. Just a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. How did that feel? When you breathed in, where did the air go in your body? Did it stay up here? Did it go down into the middle of your lungs? Or did you feel it all the way down into your abdomen? And then when you exhaled, where did that air go? Did it rise up from the bottom and leave? Or was only part of the air expelled? Take another deep breath for me. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Where did that oxygen go in your body? Could you feel it reoxygenate your cells, your blood, your lungs? Or was it a little shallow? And then when you breathed out, what was that like? Do you feel like you got the full benefit of that breath? That you've expelled all the carbon dioxide that your body has given? Take another deep breath for me. How's your body feel? Is there any part that feels tense? Is there any part that feels stuck? Just take a little look inside. Look inside yourself, all the way to the bottoms of your toes, back up to the top of your head. Do you notice any places that are in pain? Do you notice any places that feel quite nice, actually? Whether it's the floor under your feet or your body against a surface or your hands clasped together. What does this all feel like? What does your clothing feel like against your skin? What does your hair feel like on your head? Just take another deep breath for me. As you look in your body, is there any place that seems a little off, a little strange? Maybe it feels both part of yourself and something different, bigger, older, something that is you but is not also quite you. Is there anything in your body that you might feel? Some people feel it right here in what's known as the third eye. Some people feel it in their throat as if someone else's voice is trying to speak for them. Some people feel it in their chest, in their heart, that something lay almost coiled right inside their rib cage, where their heart and their lungs are, something other. Not necessarily bad, just other. Some people may even feel it deep in their abdomen, all the way to just where their solar plexus is, or where their diaphragm, their intestines are. I feel something like that more. It's wrapped around in my abdominal cavity. It's something that it's almost if you were to look at something and you can't quite see it, but if you look away, you can see it much better in your periphery. Something that hides from being stared at headlong. But when it doesn't think it's being watched, that's when you can see it. Almost as if you're reading an aura. Not sure if you know how to do that, but should you stay with us, it's one of the basic skills. Anything of that sort? Anything ring a bell? Anything that might tell us a little bit about what your innate gifts are? Just take another deep breath for me. Have one last look. Is there anything that you may be holding back, whether consciously or unconsciously? I want you to keep these questions in mind. I want you to think about it. I want you to look inside yourself from time to time. I want you to try to locate where in your body you feel that sense of otherness in yourself. And sometimes it is so minute, so ingrained that it takes us a little bit of time. But with those that have the extrasensory perception, that may have those abilities that are beyond human capacity, it's something that is you but is not quite you. It's something that either came with you or had melded with you, has grown with you, but it is not quite all you. I want you to think about that. I'm going to shuffle our cards. We'll see if we can go another round. There's a lot of big questions in the world, and I will be asking you many of them, and you may not have an answer for the moment. But at some point, you will have to confront the possibility that either you innately know or you will never know. And there's nothing wrong with either. The answers are just simply different. I tend to do this quite a bit. Everyone wants to think that there's something different about them, something special. Nobody likes to be delegated to be the side character in a story, even if they are best suited for it. But I think I have some good ideas about you. I think I have a good vibe, if you will. Now, let's test your clairvoyance. So, I'm going to pick a card, and I want you to tell me what card you think I'm going to pull. I have my hand over the deck. I have it shuffled at random. I do not know the order, but I'm hoping that you do. Now, I want you to tell me what card I'm going to be drawing. Two intersecting lines. What card am I going to be drawing? We have a square. What card am I going to be drawing? Oh. We have a star. What card am I going to be drawing? We have a circle. What card am I going to be drawing next? Three wavy lines. What card am I going to be drawing next? Two intersecting lines. What card am I going to be drawing next? The circle. What next? Square. And what's up next? Two intersecting lines. Now, are you feeling the same sort of emotions and sensations that you were when we first did this exercise, this test? Do let me know if that changes. And what card am I going to draw next? We have our lopsided star. I think at some point I will need to spring for a bona fide deck of Zener cards. And what card will I draw next? Star. And what shape is going to be on the next card? Square. And what about the next? Square. And the next card? Two intersecting lines. And the next card? Circle. And what about the next? Star. We're getting a little low. What's going to be on the next card? Circle. And what about the next card? The star. And the next card? Two intersecting lines. And the next? Three wavy lines. Haven't seen those in a while. And what about the next card? Square. And what about the next card? Three wavy lines. And just a few left. What's going to be the next draw? Three wavy lines. And the next. Three wavy lines. And the next. The circle. Very good. So, did any of those other types of sensations or emotions occur? Did you feel that otherness at all? I'm just going to give our Zener cards a good shuffle. And then we will test your telekinesis. Now, when we're first working with ESP, it is a little draining. You can get pretty tired, and we don't want to go too far. So after we retest your telekinesis, we are going to send you home for the evening, and we can always test more or test again at a later date once you've recuperated. Many people take a few days to feel a little more normal, a little more on this plane. When we start working with things that are other, sometimes we can feel a little off balance and ungrounded. So I'll tell you a little bit about what would be good to get your feet back on the ground, if you will. Now, I am going to be drawing a card and looking at it. I want you to read my mind as I try to send the shape to your mind and let me know what it is. What card did I just draw? A circle. What card did I just draw? Two intersecting lines. What card did I draw? The star. What card did I draw? Three wavy lines. What card did I draw? Square. What card did I draw? Three wavy lines. What card did I draw? Two intersecting lines. What card did I draw? Three wavy lines. What card did I draw? Star. What card did I draw? Circle. What card did I draw? Three wavy lines. What card did I draw? The two intersecting lines. What card did I draw? The square. And what shape am I holding? The star. And what shape is on the next card? Circle. And what shape is on the next card? Star. And the next card? Square. And the next? Star. And the next? Circle. The next card? Circle. The next card? Two intersecting lines. And which shape did I draw? Square. What shape did I draw? Square. What shape did I draw? Three wavy lines. Last one. What shape did I draw? Two intersecting lines. How are you feeling? Are you feeling that fatigue set in? Well, I assure you, you did quite well. A little bit better than I was expecting, truly. Let's see. And what was the sensation like while we were trying to test your telepathy? And did you happen to experience that otherness that I was talking about? Did you feel anything that was not quite you? That maybe whispered the answers or showed you a flicker of something, perhaps? Maybe? Interesting. Well, I think perhaps that we are at a good position that I'll ask your name. Very good. And date of birth? And is that the name you prefer to go by? Okay. And how do you like to be addressed? Very good. Well, I think that's quite all the information I need, except I would like your phone number, I think, so that I can check in on you and we can perhaps discuss another time for you to come in, if you'd like. Okay, give me just a moment. All right, and ready. Is that the area code? Good. Very good. Okay. So, I think we're going to wrap it up there. Now, I had mentioned before that you may experience some almost, it feels like dissociation. So a lot of grounding work is going to be recommended both after this testing session as well as any subsequent sessions. It's a very important skill to have. It can be not exactly easy, but not difficult to get caught up in the otherness. So grounding tends to be fairly simple. Standing out in sunlight, feeling the warmth on your skin, having your feet touch the bare ground, whether it's grass or dirt or any sort of other nature setting. So not concrete, but the dirt, the soil, dust, ash, whatever. As long as it's from the earth and directly from the earth, then that'll help ground you. Also, eating root vegetables can be very grounding as well. So like potatoes, carrots, that sort of thing, sweet potatoes. And running your hands through water, running water, whether that's under your tap or it's in a creek or a fountain, just letting the water run off your hands, washing your hands in the water, letting that water just cleanse you of all that you've worked with. And also those deep breathing exercises, looking inside yourself, feeling for if there's points of tension or other sensations. That's also a good way to make sure you stay in your body and you don't end up having your spirit self walk off. So that can happen, and it takes a little bit of finagling to get you back in. So there are a few simple things you can do to make sure that you stay more in the moment. A lot of it also can be with getting in touch with things that make you who you are. So for example, with me, it would be reading a book, a physical copy in my hands, or writing, or drinking tea, or touching houseplants, things of that nature. Whatever makes you you, whether it's a smell, a sound, or an activity, any of those can be useful with grounding you back to yourself and not getting caught up in the other. And we may discuss that in the future. I don't tend to do that off the bat because we're not generally working with anything that's too powerful, and we're not working with anything that poses that sort of risk. But later on we might, and the more we work with these unnatural elements, if you will, the more it is easier to get caught up in it. So just use these little tips and tricks and take it easy for a couple of days. I'll probably check in with you, not tomorrow, but the day after, see how you're doing, how you're feeling, and then if you wish to proceed, then we certainly can. I think with you, in addition to telepathy and clairvoyance, I think it would be interesting to perhaps look into astral projection or dream walking. Dermo-optical perception is something that I'm quite interested in, I think, and we might even be able to do some telekinesis as well. We'll just have to play with that, but certainly I think, we might even look at clairaudience. Is that something that can go hand in hand with clairvoyance? But it's just not something we test off the bat. It's much easier to get the Zener cards out and just do a quick little screening, if you will. Do you have any questions for me at all? Okay. Do let me know if you do. you found your way here. I think you can probably figure out a way to contact us. And let me know if you feel anything off as well. We might have to do a little more rigorous grounding, okay? All right. Well, thank you for stopping in, and I am quite intrigued to have a possible live subject here again. Finding people that actually have a gift is few and far between, and then what we do find, it's somewhat negligible what is there. So I'm excited to be able to study something that seems to have a little bit more of a bite to it. So thank you for coming in. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a whale of a day and a good rest of your night. Thank you. Goodbye now. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please like this video if you want to, comment if you'd like to, and subscribe